Aqua gang, 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 and this thing. What to do, you guys? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general message from my beautiful Aquarius soul family, my Aqua gang, and this thing. I hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I most certainly am. Ciao. Lord. Give us exactly what we need to know, holy angels and spirit guides, in addition to what is already shown for us. My patience is like, okay? And that could be your energy that I'm picking up on. Listen, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't force anything to fit, okay? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, shoot me a comment down below. A little hey girl, hey, whatever you want to add about the reading, do that. You see, I just have like no patience. Like I just have no tolerance for bullshit. This is someone, whoever this person is, please take what resonates, y'all. Leave the rest. Cross watchers, place yourself where you belong in the storyline. Don't force anything to fit. Someone was expecting you to be a lot more flexible than you are willing to be. Okay? This is a person who feels like if we decide to date exclusively, if I like you, if I've set my sights on you, okay, if I'm into you, then things are supposed to go in accordance to their own theory of love. And this person specifically, right, they don't like changes. They don't like changes, but they like people to be ready for whatever changes they have in store, if that makes sense. We're going to dig a little bit deeper. Let's go over the cards that came out. We have the devil, okay? First card out, damn, okay? And I do mean double damn. And when it flipped out upside down. So like it was covered. So this is somebody who like buries their shadows, or they like people who's not going to point out their toxic traits, their toxic habits and or behaviors. In fact, they want you to suck it up for the sake of love. That's this individual's energy, okay? And I almost get that every connection that they've had prior to you, that's actually something that was acceptable, okay? You happen to be an alien to this person because of whatever restrictions, whatever expectations, rules, prerequisites, whatever you have, right? Whatever rules you have set up. This is a person who doesn't deem it to be flexible, and they feel like that doesn't show that you like them. That doesn't show that you love them. That doesn't show them that you're in it to win it. I heard a song. Now, I don't think this is the originator of the song, but this is the only version that I know. I know that this is a remake, okay? And it's Jamie Foxx, and I think the song is called Love Changes or something like that. It's on his Unpredictable album, and it features Mary J. Blige, for those of you who want to check it out. But anyway, the lyrics that came to mind, right, prior to any of these cards being pulled, by the way. That's why sometimes I'll be wishing that y'all are in here whenever we do get a pre-shuffle, because it's astonishing sometimes how whatever is coming up in my third eye, or whatever songs might be coming up or I might be channeling, the cards confirm. In the lyrics of this song, it says, love will make you oh so happy inside. Love will make you oh so sad. Make you cry. Changes. Ooh, love changes. That's what love puts you through. So this is somebody who they explain away the bullshit that they bring in connection, okay? They explain it away for the sake of love, okay? That this is just how it goes. I also get that this is somebody who feels like you're overreacting with whatever boundaries you may have set in place at this time. However you might be behaving, it's giving that they feel as though you're not being reasonable. You're not being open, that's not love. They don't want you pointing out what they actually did. This is somebody who likes to keep, like I said, they flip this over. They like to keep the shadows under the surface, or the bad behavior, whatever it is that they do, right? That is toxic. They don't like it named. They don't want to be called out for it. They don't want it pointed out. None of that. They kind of just want it swept under the rug. And if you have a problem, they want you to make it enough, right? Make whatever they're doing enough for you. Make it work, right? Be flexible. Bend yourself into a pretzel to make this fit, to make this work. That also makes me feel like this person thinks extremely highly of themselves to believe that that is acceptable behavior. It also has to do with it always working, right? Them always being able to get the person that they're dealing with to conform. You notice how I put that flexibility or flexible card back in the deck though. You're not being as fluid. You are definitely holding this person accountable. You're holding their feet to the fire. Look at that isolation. You would rather be fucking alone. You would rather just choose yourself. You've done a lot of inner work. So I feel like this person did not recognize maybe just how spiritually aware and self-aware you are. Choosing to be alone, making it a choice, right? Perhaps when the two of you first started, there was some sense of codependency on your end, but that's no longer a thing. So getting pushed back from you in whatever way this is, because what this devil card to me signifies, this person has been on some fuck shit. Their behavior has been very poor. They don't want to be called out about it. Like I said, they don't want consequences for it. They don't want to take accountability. It's just sort of like they want to stamp over that toxic energy behavior, over their bullshit. They just want to put a label on it. And it says, this is the changes that love puts you through. This is the changes that love puts you through. This is love, right? Like, it comes with its ups and downs. It makes you happy and it makes you sad. Like, you got to take the good with the bad sort of thing. That's how they explain it away. You're not going for it. You are not going for it. The isolation card can also signify recharging yourself, recharging your mind and your body. Also, digging in more into spirituality. I'm hearing that as well. Okay, so we have surviving, and we also have celebration. I feel like something that you're doing, it is a signifier of regeneration, but in your life specifically, but it's also affecting this person. So this is why this is why they're having a problem with you. Never know, mind you, what they did. This person wants to speak only about the issues that they have with you. So that makes me feel like if you were to bring up issues to this person, this is the type of person who would deflect. So, for instance, if you tell them about this devil energy and you name a specific situation, you want to talk about the last fight, you want to talk about what they said, what they did, instead of this individual communicating and focusing on what you're talking about, they're instead going to point it back at you. You're not perfect either. Sometimes you don't make me happy either. And here's the insidious part of this, guys. This is the really toxic part of this person's energy. I feel like in this connection, this is the type of person who would try to make it feel like you were barely doing anything. And I feel like what you were giving them is more than they ever received, but they always made it feel like it was nothing. And that was so that they could, I'm hearing like counter sue. So when you would try to bring justice, when they do something fucked up, because they never gave you any credit for what you actually did, it's like you're complaining about this, but I can complain about shit too. They made it seem as though they were not happy either, or they just never, I don't get that this person ever like gave you your flowers, gave you credit. If they said thank you for certain things, it was very lackluster. Okay, it was never like whatever you were doing was right on the money, was exactly what they needed, even though it was. That's what they kept hidden, okay? That what you were doing was actually perfect. But if they made it seem like you were meeting all their needs, then they wouldn't be able to explain away them actively, and this word is pissing me off, purposefully not meeting yours, and expecting you to just make whatever they're giving you enough. That surviving card literally says living paycheck to paycheck. So how I see that is they give you just enough, but at some point in time, because of their behavior, even the little bit that they were giving you was still leaving you with barely enough, like not enough at all, in the red. It never balanced out. They would do something good and then something fucked up. They would give you a gift and then, you know, have a crisis of some sort. It never quite balanced out. They would do something for you, but then do something as equally fucked up to just kind of, I'm hearing like kill your power, like, or use up your energy, right? Suck whatever it is that you were replenished with, suck that back out by way of a specific behavior, coming up with a crisis, doing something fucked up, starting an argument, right? Like, and they're saying it's all for the sake of love, this rare opportunity, right? They may also use phrases like, you're my soulmate. The sad part about all of this is I feel like this is somebody who really feels like this behavior is okay. They do. Because they attempt to hide and really just turn away from the truth, right, of who they are. And this habitual nature that they've grown accustomed to, they don't even like realize or recognize that this is not okay. Like they feel like it's more than okay. This is why they're pointing the finger at you. Oh, that pink diamond could also signify this person feeling like they're a rare opportunity. So this is somebody whose ego is way up in the sky, baby. All the way up in the air, bitch. That ego is so fucking high. This could be somebody who is used to locking people down by way of, I'm hearing like trauma bonding, right? So like, well, just what I mentioned earlier, that's sort of like that cycle of toxicity, right? The extreme highs and lows. It does create chaos. But I also get that this is somebody who may be conventionally attractive, or there's something that attracts people to this person. Right? Because when we speak about the devil, even in traditional tarot, right? The devil, in its lowest form, or in layman's terms, right? In its simplest form, the devil is specifically just like a temptation, right? It's a good time with strings attached, right? It's exactly what you asked for, with some fine print. It is the good with the bad. It doesn't come all bad. And that's the mind fuck, right? It's not all bad, but it's extremely chaotic. And if in it too long, it can leave one broken, right? It can definitely leave one left feeling like they don't even know who they are. Okay, extremely fragmented. Yeah, it leaves the picture incomplete because it's not all bad. That's the devil. Okay, showing up with exactly what it is that you want. It's a temptation. So this person is a tempter or a temptress. They are used to people kind of like wanting to go ahead and grab the shiny pink diamond. One of a kind. I feel like they might exploit a specific thing that they have, though. This could be like a good job. Like I said, this could be a nice body. This could be charisma, right? They could be really charismatic. They could be wealthy for some of you. They could, you know, just be a good time. They could just be fun, right? Extremely extroverted, spontaneous. There's something specifically. They could be good in the bedroom. It just depends on what it is. Yeah. And individuals are left with a decision. But you don't realize once you make the decision to go after the shiny thing, which is this person, it comes with a whole hell of a lot of chaos. You just don't see it initially. Extreme highs and lows with this one. You can't ever catch your footing with a motherfucker like this. I'm just going to be honest with you, okay? You go from thriving to surviving, okay? From having a good time to feeling really fucked up, right? To getting all of the razzle dazzle and the gifts to having to give all of that shit back plus more. Like, this is like signing up for a credit card with 1,000,000,000% interest. Look nice. You can have it right now. You can have it right now. But you gonna motherfucking pay later. Quadruple what you took for now. But that's normally hidden, which is why the devil card was in the reverse. This is crazy. So it's sort of like this person is calling you out for calling them out with your actions, because I feel like you're just kind of choosing yourself with this isolation card, or you're backing up. Because for some of you, not all of you, just take it how it resonates, right? Just depending on what level of communication you're in with this person. For some of you, you only just backed up. You have not cut this person off, but they can feel energetically a significant change. Okay. Yeah, like you're not as lovey-dovey. You're not as open to the communication with them. You possibly are not communicating with them that often. And if you are, you might be using like, I'm hearing like your CEO professional voice, keeping things extremely short and to the point, so they know you're up to something. With the devil showing up as the first card, it's like, of course you would be acting like this, but this is somebody who likes to pretend like what just happened didn't happen. They like to pretend like what just happened, it did not happen. You're losing your mind. You're not normal. Like what you're thinking, what you're feeling is irregular. And perhaps if you've gone a couple of cycles, meaning like even if you didn't like completely break up with this person or like cut them off, but just cycles of talking, they're not talking, they're not talking. There's something different about this one specifically, this time specifically. There is an energetic needling that this person is getting. They could have asked you out on a date, or they may ask you out on a date. And I feel like for some of you, you're going to decline. Yeah, I feel like some of you are going to decline. If they come to you with a gift, something, an olive branch, they kind of just want to move on. Like it's a new day, that this is just what relationships are. Don't make it a big deal, sort of thing. You might tell them that you have to work, or you have something to do, or you have some things going on, and that's not what they're used to from you. I'm not saying you used to jump at the bit or prioritize this person, but there's something lacking, okay, in terms of your answer to them or your availability. With this celebration card, they're now pointing out the phrase that says socializing and going out more. For some of you, maybe you are going out, but not with them. Like with your friends, with your homeboys, with your homegirls. Like Your stories might be popping right now, okay? You may post a pic on your way out somewhere. Maybe you are accepting an invitation, but just not from them. Maybe you're going on a trip for some of you. Long distance, short distance, it doesn't matter. That is also like screaming at them, a red flag screaming to them that they're losing control or that they're losing you. I'm not saying that they ever had control over you, but these are their thoughts, right? So you do have this person all up in their head. Yeah, I feel like they tried to gaslight you into believing that this is just what love is. Accepting the bare minimum. That's really what that surviving card suggests, right? A limited amount of everything. Barely getting your needs met, while simultaneously meeting their every need, or damn near their every need. But this is the type of person who will try to make you feel like you're not meeting any of their needs, because that covers up, okay? It hides what they're actually doing. So there could also be a little bit of panic that you're catching on to this from this person. Yeah, that you're getting like some kind of download spiritually. They do know that you're spiritual, so it's like they might feel like your intuition is kicking in. These are their thoughts, y'all. You could be like, I've been on to this bitch since the beginning, okay? You think you got somebody? No. You were a charity case. Whatever you felt, right? Like whatever you feel, that's not what this person feels like. I feel like they're trying to work it out. They're placing the pieces of the puzzle together and trying to figure out why you're moving the way that you're moving now. Why do you all of a sudden want to go out, okay? When you normally just work all the time, or you normally just go to school, go home, right? It's sort of like they're looking at your schedule and how you normally do things, and you're not doing it like that no more. Why? And not talking to me. Why? Or our conversations are brief and short. You can't seem to make time for me anymore. Right? They're trying to piece together what do you actually know based on what you're doing now, right? Like how you're moving now. Yeah, I feel like instead of waiting around for this person to match you in terms of bringing stability into this connection, you're going to find stability in yourself and other areas of your life. They may also think that maybe you've moved on, that maybe there's someone else, especially for those of you who this was not like a commitment. If this was like a situationship, friends with benefits, right? If it was like loosely involved sort of thing, then they definitely think somebody else is in the picture. They do. So I feel this person wanted to come in and kind of like temperature check. I feel like this good news card is going to be one of the big breadcrumbs. It might even be a whole loaf of bread, okay? Because they're panicking now. You're getting away from them in their mind. This could look as small as giving you praise for what you did, right? I'm not going to lie. This conversation might feel disingenuous because they're going to be bringing up things from the past that you would have done for them and finally saying thank you or telling you how it impacted them and how it was so amazing. But they're only doing that in order to create a bond, right? To trigger your nostalgia, right? And to also plant this seed that we're tighter bond than what you think, so that you won't end this, so that you won't see the need to complete this and rather be single or be alone, right? This is somebody who absolutely knows that they did not give you enough. I'm just gonna say that, okay? A selfish bastard. This person is extremely selfish. Yeah, look. We're soulmates. They don't want you out here single. They like, for somebody who's holding on so dearly and so tightly, they never showed you how much they relied on this connection. They never wanted you to know that, because then that would have put the ball in your court or given you the power. And they also would not have been able to get away with how they were moving. They needed you to believe that you didn't do enough in order for them to show up the way that they wanted to, or the way that they were used to showing up. We have brick wall. Did you block this person? This also signifies making no progress. For some of you, because this is somebody who suppresses everything that does not coincide with this version of themselves that they want people to believe them to be. So that means suppressing all their shadows, all their behaviors. They just kind of want to act like it doesn't exist. And everybody normally just accepts them, even though they come with a lot of bullshit and a lot of chaos, and they call that love. I feel like this person is, they're now having some epiphanies, okay? They're not being given the ability to move around it like they normally are able to. They're being given a lot of time to think as well, because you are not around, or at least not around in the way that you used to be. So there is slight bit of introspection going on in this person as well. And I can almost see them going back, right? And thinking about the good times, but they can't think about the good times without thinking about the bad times, because this is the type of person. You could not have no celebratory energy, no good times, right? As soon as something good was going on, it wasn't short thereafter that they would come with the bullshit. So you can't think about the good times without thinking about the bad times, because the bad times were following the good times very closely, okay? Tailgating like a motherfucker. I'm talking hours, okay? A day or two. Very unstable. And it is them thinking about those. Okay, yeah, look, we have the moon card here at the bottom of the deck. I feel like because they were able to kind of just like look away from their bad behavior, they never saw who they really were. They might actually be acknowledging, right, this devil energy within them. Up until this point, they've been able to turn a blind eye to it. So they kind of just thought that they were God's gift to the world. And they have been able to manifest multiple connections of the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over. Okay? Yeah, look at that. The past, right? So we've reached an impasse here. They have. They've reached an impasse. They are not able to move beyond what they've done, right? There's a brick wall there. There is no moving past this, bitch. You got to look at this head on for exactly what it is. And they also have to acknowledge just how much you did provide for them in this connection, or just how much of an impact you made. You don't even know. And I feel like that's also something that this person was trying to look past, right? They like to view themselves as rare, but you were actually the rarity. Ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Now, didn't I say nostalgia? I get that this might be the mode that this person is trying to take, but I also get both, right? It could be really split between you all's person. For some of you, they are being led down this path of introspection, and this is why we have all of their true behavior and their true nature coming out, right? I feel like that's rare for somebody who tries to actively avoid it. And for others of you, this is somebody who they don't mind it, right? Like they're sort of like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, why are you coming in here shaking shit up? They don't want to move on to somebody else. No, they want you to get down or lay down. Like you're fucking up the flow. That's not how things go. This is how things go. And they want you to be open to that. So it does feel split. We have you already know. That goes right over the devil card. I told you that this is definitely the way that this person moves. This is just who they are. Right? Like, I feel as though they were completely cognizant and conscious of what they were doing, like their behavior. But then there was a lack of truly understanding that they shouldn't be doing it. What? That's what I heard. Right? Since this is somebody who buries their bad behavior, sort of like if you don't look at it, then it didn't happen. But it did. It did. If we don't talk about it, if we don't bring it up, then it didn't actually, it's not actually a problem. Yes, the fuck it is. It is actually. I refuse to lose myself again. And I feel like this is your energy. Perhaps you could have said this to this person, or this is something that they're feeling energetically. Is this the way love feels? Yeah, they're scared. They are scared. You never had to choose this person. And listen, don't beat me up in the comments. For some of you, you gave a little too much in this connection, okay? In comparison to what you were giving. Okay, wait. You gave a little too much in comparison to what you were getting back. And that might have happened a couple of times. Okay? So to this person, we're good. We're Gucci. I fuck up, I come in, I give you a little gift, whatever. You accept my apology, we back together, cool. We don't have to address it. We don't talk about it. Just move on. Great. Too many times. And you could have always exercised the other options that you do have. Sometimes I don't feel like Aquarians really know how many options you have, because we can often we are often oblivious to like people who have crushes on us or people who like us. Sometimes we can be oblivious to that. A higher level of commitment. And I feel like that is what's on the way in for you. This is something that this person is either getting signs and signals about, or they can feel it energetically, right? That now they are an option, okay? And now you are moving in a way where you have certain requirements that you're no longer willing to wait for. You did wait a little while, y'all. I'm just gonna say that. Don't beat me up. Do not beat me up in them comments, okay? There is a waiting period. You gave them grace. You gave them time to show up. And I feel like they kept playing in your face. However many times it was. But that now is in the past. So this person is coming in to fight, but it's just like, what type of time are they on though? You see what I'm saying? Your type may have changed now. Like you really are not accepting potential. You're not waiting anymore. You either are or you ain't. That's what you're on. Those are your rules. Let's hop over to the extended, okay? I really want to dig in to see where this is all going. Very interesting. We're going to first start out with this devil energy, okay? You don't get to show up as the devil multiple times without some form of debt. I want to know what debt this person has racked up, and in what ways do they have to pay or repay it? What does that entail? That will also let us know, once the debt is paid, has the changes that they needed to make, has that already been made, okay? I definitely need to know what regrets this person has, and that's going to let you know if they really truly understand the error of their ways, and that's the only way that they can actually make changes, like permanent changes. Okay, we're going to see their purest feelings for this connection and what their intentions truly are. Actually, I want to see what their intentions were initially versus what their intentions are now. And then you can see the fucking difference, okay? We'll look at their next steps, how they plan to approach this, okay? And then we'll also look to see what the possible outcome is, whether you decide to re-engage this or go in the opposite direction, okay? What you would be setting yourself up, good or bad. We will look, okay? Before we get into anything new, I want to know what your lesson was in all of this, which is going to be why this had to show up. Let's also see what blockages you need to address if you truly wish to move on to the next cycle and be done with this and release it, okay? And then we will get into the new. Only the good, only the new. All right, what's coming towards you, who they are, what their most attractive qualities are, what the chemistry is like in and out of the bedroom, and the potential for a long-term committed relationship. We'll also see what their exes have to say about them, okay? So without further ado, click the like button. Oh, wait, we'll also pull advice, guys. Y'all know how this goes, okay? For those of you who have been to the extendeds before, you know how this goes, okay? We'll pull advice, and I might actually throw in an Ask the Universe reading and give you the floor to ask a couple of questions of your own, but I'll have more instructions for that over in the extended. Click the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Extended link will be down below in the description box. I'm gonna see y'all over there. We got a lot to unpack. Let's go.